Story time. I gave my son's nanny slash babysitter a 2-week notice because I'm putting him in daycare, and she decided to drop him at midnight the night before she was supposed to keep him. Let me give you a little backstory. So I hired her from Facebook recommendations. We posted in my parents' neighborhood as looking for a nanny with flexible time to keep my son part-time because I couldn't afford full-time daycare. I'm a single mom. And with how my schedule is at the time, I'm a personal trainer, and I had a client that I would have needed childcare starting at like 5:45, 6 a.m. and daycares don't really open until 6:30. So I was looking for 2 days a week for an early time, 1 full day and then 1 half day. And she said that that was perfect for her because she just wanted part-time, and she had used to like keep another kid until he was in kindergarten, all of that. We went, met her, everything was fine. She was great with him. Like we invited him to her, we invited her to his birthday party, and she was very, very sweet, very caring, loved my son a ton, which I'm very thankful for. Recently, there were some things about her that were throwing me off because I paid her by the hour, and anytime I was late, I would pay her for that full hour. So like if I needed an extra 15 minutes or something like that, I would just pay her for the full hour extra. And there was zero flexibility outside of the part-time. She would always tell me to ask her, and you know, if I needed anything extra, and I did, I would ask her like on one of the off days. I would text her at the beginning of the week and be like, hey, would you happen to be available on this day for like 3 hours or this day? And she never would. So like she never kept him outside of the 2 days that we had agreed on, even though she told me to ask. And I asked several times, and it was, oh, I have a doctor's appointment, I have this. It's like she could never keep him. So I was really tied to a part-time schedule, and sometimes I really just needed a little bit of extra help. And then back to the me overpaying her several times, I was short like $5 paying her, and she like texted me her time. This just happened like 2 weeks ago. She like texted me her time sheet. She was like, hey, I actually kept him from this time. It was like a 7:30 or something, and I had forgot about the 30 minutes. So I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. So I just sent her the money for the full hour. But I just thought that that was a little strange because I always overpay her, and you're tripping about $5, and you know I'm probably gonna overpay you. And I would buy her things and gifts, and I always sent food for Mav. I always sent diapers. Like she never really had to do anything. Anyways, I say that to say I am going back to school starting on August 19th. So I just registered for my classes last week, and I found out that I had to do a full-time schedule. So I was like, yeah, those little piddly 2 days, that's not going to be enough for me. So I have to put my son in daycare. So the 19th is 2 weeks away. Okay. And I thought that it would be courteous to give her a 2-week notice. And I let her know, hey, I'm starting school in 2 weeks, and I have been touring some daycares. I haven't signed him up just yet, but I just wanted to let you know that I will have to put him in daycare just for time's sake since I'll be in school full time. I said nothing is set yet, but I just wanted to give you a 2-week notice so that you can prepare or make any arrangements. And I left it at that. That was at 4 p.m. like a couple days ago. She never responded. So I was like, oh, that's strange because she usually always responds very quickly. I forgot to add, I had texted her that because she texted and asked what time I was going to be bringing Maverick for the following day because she was supposed to keep him the following day. So it was at 4 o'clock. She texted me. She was like, hey, what time am I having him tomorrow? Because sometimes the times change. So I was like, hey, is 7:30 okay? And then that's when I was like, you know, let me just go ahead so that she can like start preparing because it is approaching the 2-week time. And that's when she never responded. So I was like, okay. So I waited. I was just trying to give her some time. I didn't really think anything of it. And at almost midnight, I get what looks like a ChatGPT crash out. Like basically telling me how like poor my communication is and how she's so shocked and like she feels unappreciated. And I was like, oh. I have a lot of conflicting feelings about this because I understand that she cared for my son, but at the end of the day, you were doing a job that you were being paid to do. And I'm thankful that you care and love my son so much, and I understand that this is something that she might be hurt by. But yeah, at the end, she was like, we should just go ahead and terminate it because I'm so hurt and I feel so unappreciated. Everything I've done and how flexible, and I've moved things around in my life. What have you moved around? You were literally doing what you were paid to do on the days that you were paid to do them. So I was really looking at the message like with my jaw to the floor, like, and I responded. I didn't respond right away, but I responded and I was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't want you to feel unappreciated. I didn't think that was going to be it. You know, I expected to still see you the next 2 weeks. I actually had it like I was going to have my son make a little craft like with his handprints and stuff for her and give her a little on the last day. Like I wasn't just going to leave it at that. I just wanted to give her a heads up about the fact that I was going to be putting him in daycare so that she could arrange to get another kid there if she wanted, or, you know, like, I just didn't think that it was so emotionally charged, the situation, you know? And anyway, screw her, because she really, at midnight, left me with no childcare for the next 2 weeks. And I was like, well, so I had to rearrange my schedule. I've had to cancel meetings and everything. And I'm taking it as like, I'm just going to enjoy these next 2 weeks with my son before he starts daycare and before I start school and things get really crazy. But how freaking weird. I don't know. I don't get my emotions involved when it comes to work. Again, I know that this is somebody who's keeping my child, and I'm thankful that that level of care is there, but that's what you're being paid to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're being paid to do that. And I gave you a 2-week notice, just like a job would. I mean, I don't know. Should I have handled that differently? I just don't feel like I should have written a love letter to give her a 2-week notice, because I was going to show appreciation on the last day, or like, you know, in the days coming, because I thought that she was still going to keep him. It was weird. Anyways, me and my son have been chilling for the past couple of days now that we haven't used her, and we're gonna chill next week too. I just had to cancel my work for the time being, because what? Let me know your thoughts.